everyone, this is Rob Wild Animation Bliss, and welcome to another anime discussion series. So today's anime discussion is going to be on the Playmobil Movie's box office bomb. And before I get into this, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday and Monday. If you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of anime news released during the week that we wanted to cover, so those would be considered special videos. And you're probably wondering why I haven't posted up any videos for last week. That was because my computer had come down with a virus, and I had to spend last week trying to fix the computer, so I wasn't able to get on the internet because of that. But now, hopefully, my computer's fixed. There's no virus, and now I can go back to regularly posting up videos every week like I used to. I just hope the virus stays off for good this time. But anyway, let's get back into this topic video about the Playmobil Movie's box office bomb. Now, you might have noticed that I actually did a video a few months ago about how Arctic Dogs was the biggest box office bomb for this year. Well, it got beaten by the Playmobil Movie. Like, while Arctic Dogs, made only back $8 million in its $50 million budget, the Playmobil movie only made back $670,000 back in its budget. That's really low. That isn't even hitting $1 million. At least Arctic Dogs at least hit over $1 million in its budget, even though it's way lower from the budget they had from their $50 million budget, and they only made back $8 million back in the box office. So yeah, it managed to beat Arctic Dogs, so the worst performing anime movie of this year. Now, like Arctic Dogs, I haven't seen the Playmobil movie yet, so I don't know much about the characters, and I don't know much about the plot, but I want to talk about why I think that the Playmobil Movie became a big box office bomb this year, and judging by the reactions of everybody else, and why was it a bad movie. So let's start with why I think the Playmobil Movie became a big box office bomb for this year. So number one is lack of advertising. Have anybody seen any trailers about this movie before it was released? I definitely haven't seen any trailers about this movie before it was released, so a lot of people just didn't know that this movie even existed. I think this movie was made in Europe, I believe, and that's probably why a lot of people in the U.S. didn't know about this movie. The companies didn't do much to really advertise this movie and let people know, hey, this movie's coming to a theater near you. The second reason I think this movie failed was because of the plot and the story. Now, again, I haven't seen the Playmobil Movie yet, so I don't know much about the plot and the story, but from what I've heard from other people who've seen it, they said it was a pretty bad movie, and it was trying so hard to be like the Lego Movie, but it failed in that front. Now, I have seen the Lego Movie, and I loved the Lego Movie. I thought it was a really good movie, and I liked how they were able to create the world with the Lego characters. I thought making a movie about the Lego franchise wasn't going to be good, but this movie really surprised me with how good the plot was and how good the characters were. And a lot of people said that the Playmobil Movie tried to be like the Lego Movie, but it failed because the characters weren't that memorable and the story was pretty bad. So if you don't have a really good story or good characters, then yeah, your movie's liable to fail because of that. And, because people just wouldn't relate to the characters and they wouldn't care about seeing the movie for the characters. And the last thing, I think, the reason why this movie failed at box office was because of the brand. I don't think a lot of people know much about the Playmobil franchise. They said it's something very popular in Europe. At least I haven't heard much about Playmobil, or I haven't really played with the Playmobil toy line before. I'm more familiar with the Lego toy line because I have played with Legos when I was little, so I know a lot about the Lego toy line. But the Playmobil toy line was pretty obscure. I don't think a lot of people know about that toy line. Now, I'm not saying that just because a toy line is obscure to the public, it doesn't mean that they can't have a good movie or they can't be well known in the movie universe. Take Guardians of the Galaxy, for example. It's more like a comic book example, but Guardians of the Galaxy was an obscure comic book series, but then Marvel made a movie about it, and now it's become one of the most popular comic books, or the most popular, the characters from Guardians of the Galaxy became one of the most popular characters in the movie universe. So, that's an example of taking an obscure property and making it popular by having really good characters and a really good story. And I think the Playmobil Movie would have been good anyway, even though it was a very obscure toy line, if they had a better story and better characters, and people would have been more interested in playing with Playmobil, the Playmobil toy line, if the movie was good. So I think a lot have to do with the fact that a lot of people probably don't know what the Playmobil toy line is because it's more popular in Europe than it is in the United States. So, but yeah, I still think if the movie had a like a better plot and better characters, it still would have performed well anyway, despite the fact that it's obscure in the United States. So those are my thoughts about why I think the Playmobil movie was a box office bomb. I'm actually surprised that we have two box office bombs this year. We have Arctic Dolls, and now we have the Playmobil movie. So it's a little surprising that we have two animated films that are box office bombs. But we'll see how next year holds up and see if there's any more box office bombs for next year. But that's it for this video. And let me know in the comments down below, have you seen the Playmobil movie? And if you have, did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? What are some reasons that you think the Playmobil movie performed poorly at the box office? Please feel free to comment down below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up. And also, like our Facebook page. And also, join our new Facebook group, Chat with Animation Bliss, where we talk about animation with other animation fans. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Ravi as well, Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.